What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Madison League Cup round number 4. Almost says cities again, but this is not a cities. This is a League Cup, which did replace the city championship. And on top, we have Ahmed Ali playing Yveltal. And whenever you hear Ahmed, you're like, oh, he's a Volcanion player. He's played Volcanion multiple regionals. He made top 8 at Fort Wayne with it, but he's actually playing Yveltal instead, which is very interesting. And maybe he doesn't believe in Volcanion anymore. But on the bottom we have Bennett, Gerlach. I think that's how you say his last name. I apologize, Bennett. I don't know how to say your last name correctly. But as you see, he is playing Greninja. So we're gonna see. I think, in my opinion, the two of the best decks in format currently. Yveltal and Greninja, I think these are the two best decks. Oh no, we're gonna see he unfortunately his price. Okay, well he's just gonna reshuffle his prize cards, and that's just it happens. Mistakes happen. He's just gonna randomize, put new 6 cards out. That's fine. Stuff like that does happen, unfortunately, but that's okay. It is an easy fix. You're just gonna shuffle up, put 6 new prize cards out, and just have a random new 6, which is fine. All right, so new 6 cards coming out. But we're going to see, like I said, I think the two best decks in the format, which is Yveltal and Greninja. I think these two decks are very consistent, very strong, and have made placements in multiple regionals. Alright, so I think Bennett, he has a very interesting Greninja list. Not too interesting, but he plays a Beedrill EX in his deck to discard 2 tools on your opponent's side of the field to shut down Garbodors, which I think this makes this matchup a little bit more interesting than most people will say. Now, he still plays the Burst Balloons. I think he probably plays, well, we know he's played Silent Lab. We saw one in his prize cards when he accidentally revealed him over. And we're going to see both players are going to set up, just kind of wait. We see Ahmed is having these cool dice tricks right now. But guys, while we're waiting, go to the link down below to the next level games. Make sure you check out their website. Check out their bulk, or not the bulk, the singles and the sealed products. So here we go. Ahmed is going to go first. He has Max Elixir, Ultra Ball, Escape Rope, Lysander. Now with the Ultra Ball, he can discard. Or is that Team Flare Grunt? It is a Team Flare Grunt. Alright, so Team Flare Grunt and a VS Seeker. Okay. This will probably most likely grab a Shaman, I imagine. We'll see probably a Shaman come down, get another setup. Unless Ahmed knows he plays a Beedrill. Most people don't know your opponent plays Beedrill. It's a very sneaky card. But the problem with Beedrill is when you use it, you end your turn when attacking. So then your opponent can put down another tool and make it where Beedrill kind of was just a wasted turn. Unless your opponent does waste all their flow stones and discards them early for some reason. So we see Ahmed is going to grab a Shaman. He's got a Dark Energy and Max Elixir, so he can put down the Dark Energy. He got Max Elixir, look at the top cards of his deck. And looks like he did with the Max Elixir, but we did see a Flowstone in his deck, so that's very good to know. He didn't prize all of his Flowstones. He at least has one in his deck, which is always something cool with the Max Elixir. You can see what's in your deck. I mean, he played Ultra Ball already, so he should know what was in there. So we're going to see, now Ahmed is trying to steal Bennett's prize cards. How dare you. So we see Shaman setting up for 6 new cards. He's got a Flowstone, a VS Seeker, looks like an Yveltal as well. The Yveltal coming down. And Parallel City, but we might see a VS Seeker for, okay, no, he can't VS Seeker for anything, so just a pass from Ahmed. Alright, but on to Bennett's turn. He has a Dive Ball, probably grab a Froakie, and we're going to see what's in his deck. Does he play Talonflame or not? I am trying to see if I can see, I think I saw a Colorless Pokemon, which means he does play Talonflame, with the Gale Wings ability and the Arrow Blitz attack to search for 82 cards in your deck, which is what you kind of want to set up. But we'll see Froakie, and don't worry, both of these Froakies are the same. They both have the bubble, the one and the active. It's just a promo, and it's just hollow, and that's why it looks like that. It looks like he is jumping out of like almost a fire pit almost. But Bennett does have an energy the active Burst Balloon, and I think you just pass right now. There's really no need to play the N in your hand. You don't want to give Ahmed a new hand of 6 after he didn't play a supporter card. And we're going to see Bubble for Heads, paralyzing that Trubbish, which it doesn't really matter too much if Ahmed has a, he has a Escape Rope, but no energies in his hand right now. Oh, that's not good. So Escape Rope, going to send it the Yveltal. Okay. Does he have an energy and I just don't see it? So Yveltal coming down. Parallel City, and just a pass. Alright, so pass onto Bennett's turn. Now, if I was a man, I might have hold on to that Parallel City. Because what you can do right now is your opponent's going to get Frogadier, then he's going to use water duplicates, unless he... Okay, there's an N, so the N will save Ahmed, but Bennett needs to find a water energy. But what Bennett can do is water duplicates for 3 new Frogadiers to have a bench of 4. And if Ahmed were to hold on to that Parallel City, he can then put Bennett down to 3 on the bench and make him discard the Froakie, and then he can knock out the active Frogadier and essentially take out 2 frogs in 1 turn, which is very something interesting you can do with Parallel City. So both players are going to get 60 cards in their hand. And can Bennett find a water energy? And he does. And he finds a splash energy as well. So he could splash energy the active, use the water duplicates. He would not be able to grab all of his Frogadiers, but that's okay. Because if Ahmed takes a knockout, that Frogadier gets turned back up sand. There's 2, and there's 3, but he can't put all 3 down because the Parallel City. Yeah, see, Parallel City stops him from put it down, which he's going to realize here in a second. Unless, yeah, see, there's Ahmed's point the Parallel City saying, hey, so maybe playing it early wasn't too bad of him. I don't know. I don't know which one's better. I still don't know if it was better put early or not, but there's an Enhanced Hammer. Oh, man, Enhanced Hammer, Dark Energy, and we're going to see Evol for a knockout to 20, 40, 60, 80, and that Frogadier doesn't get returned into Bennett's hand. So, Frogadier coming up. He's got a Greninja to the active. Okay. Water Energy, and an N, most likely. So, we see a Talonflame. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe putting down Parallel City early might have been better. But if Bennett were to draw a Stadium Guard, he could then negate that Parallel City, which I don't know. Both ways are like beneficial, but you can see how much a single Stadium Guard can make a difference in a Pokemon game, which is very interesting to me to think about this stuff. But both players are going to set up. Ahmed's only going to get 5, Bennett's going to get 6, and Bennett does not find a another Greninja, unfortunately. So let's see what's going to happen. Will he retreat to Froakie to bubble? Will he Moonlight Slash? And we're going to see Moonlight Slash do 80 to the active. Now, can that Yveltal take a knock on the active? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. It can only do 110 max right now. Looks like Judge is giving out some prize support. Alright. Each player just got a pack. So energy to the active. We'll see an end. Both players will shuffle up, get a new hand of 6. Okay. Or maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, there's an N. Our both players will shuffle again. New hand of 6. Looks like Bennett's like really happy he got a pack, and the man's like, no. We're the game. Let's play this game. I need this game. That's what Ahmed's saying right now. But both players are gonna shuffle up, and let's see. Ahmed needs to find a Garbodor. If he finds a Garbodor, he can shut down Greninja Break, make it where the duplicates do not work, and put himself in a dominant position. But Greninja, Max Potion, Burst Balloon, oh no, and an Ace Trainer. So this is going to be terrible for Ahmed. He's not going to take a knockout. He'll most likely use Y Cyclone, right? So Y Cyclone for 100, putting Dark Energy to the bench. But what Bennett can do now is use that Max Potion, heal all the damage off the active, and Water Energy the active. Yeah, so there's 100 damage going to the active. 600, alright. Fisherman, so we're going to see a Max Potion the active. We're going to see a Water Energy. Yeah, I think you just Water Energy Burst Balloon, okay. That's fine. And we'll see an Ace Trainer, put a man down to 3. Now, if Bennett can find... Wait, did he have a Greninja in his hand? I thought he had a Greninja in his hand. If he did have a Greninja in his hand, he could have evolved that bench Frogadier. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that wasn't a Greninja, and maybe I just missed. Maybe I just thought it was a Water Energy or something. But Salt Lab, Sycamore, he has an Ultra Ball as well and a Splash Energy. Oh, Enhancer, that's an Enhancer and an Ultra Ball. I apologize. Okay, so we're see a Moonlight Slash for 80. Salt Lab coming down. Okay, and we'll see a Moonlight Slash for 80. Bringing that Yveltal up to 160. Now, if Ahmed does decide to swing into this Greninja, it will get knocked out. Alright, so 160 going to the active. And if Bennett can top deck a Greninja break, he can one shuriken the active and then Moonlight Slash for next turn. But there's Garbodor coming down onto the field via Secret Fort, and both players will get a new hand of 6. So now Bennett does not have access to his giant water shuriken. But remember, like I said, he does play that Beedrill. It's a very interesting card for sure. And we're going to see both players are going to shuffle up. Ahmed's going to get 5, Bennett's going to get 6. Okay. And let's see, what does Ahmed find? Does he find a Dark Energy or not? There's a DCE. But Bennett finds a Splash Energy, an Ultra Ball. Okay. I doubt Ahmed's going to attack here. Like I said, if he does, he will get knocked out. Yeah, because that burst will do plus 60 and then takes a knockout. There's no way Ahmed decides to hit this thing in the act spot. So 6 new cards coming to Ahmed. Gonna put a Dark Energy in the Fright Night Yveltal. Alright. So yeah. Maybe not. Hold on, he's debating it. Alright, on the other Yveltal. Okay. And I wonder what Ahmed's game plan is here. Does he try to load up one giant Yveltal for a knockout? Do you just spread the damage around? Because what Ahmed could do right now is retreat, set up one of the bench Yveltals, attach a DC to it, and then swing into it and make it where Yveltal does not get knocked out. But we'll see a DC go into the active. Is he going to swing into his Greninja? Oh man, it's not going to. There's no way he's not going to Greninja this turn. It's looking bad. We'll see Y Cyclone for knockout on the active. No, that active, the Greninja's still alive. He only has 100 HP because Bennett did use. He did use that max potion the following turn, or the past turn. So Bennett's going to draw 2 price cards. He's got another max potion. Enhanced Hammer, discarding the DC off the bench. We'll see a max potion. Heal all that damage off the Greninja. Oh my goodness, a splashing going to the active. If he has a Lysander, he could maybe a Lysander up one of the bench Yveltal access. But we're going to see Ultra Ball discarding a Sycamore and something else, probably grabbing a Frogadier or a Greninja. I wonder which one he'll decide to go for. And he's going to go for the Greninja Break instead. Alright, so Greninja Break coming down. Now, oh man, if Bennett can find his Beedrill, he can send in the Beedrill and discard the Flowstone off the active and maybe get this Garbodor stuck on the active spot. Because right now, Ahmed has 2 Flowstones in play. He has one on the active and one on the bench. And if he does that, this Garb will most likely be stuck. So let's see, can Bennett find this Beedrill? There's the Ultra Ball. He's got 4 cards, but he does not have a Water Energy to activate it. So Ultra Ball discarding double Sycamore. And there it is. There's Beedrill himself just staring at us. Oh man, so Greninja coming down. Okay. And if you're Bennett, do you just go for I think you just go for a Moonlight Slash, picking up the energy off the active. So that, because there's no way he's knocking out this guy. And you want to save that Splash Energy. So 80 to the Garb. And there's a third Flowstone coming down, Dark Energy. And now if you're Bennett, if you get this Beedrill in play, you can discard the Flowstone of the active and feel pretty confident that your opponent doesn't have another one. There's 3 Flowstones to play. There's no way this list plays 4. And man, it's not going to see this if Bennett can get that Beedrill out. Oh man, we'll see Beedrill make a huge play this game. Alright, so can Bennett find this Beedrill? 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's a Beedrill, but no Water Energy right now. Yeah, if Bennett finds the energy, he's going to put himself in a great position. Alright, so we see Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards. Gonna get another Yveltal out. But we're gonna see an Evol for 70, 24 to 60, 70, most likely from Ahmed with the Yveltal with the Fighting Fear Belt. But if Bennett can find an energy, he can discard the Flowstone and the Fighting Fear Belt off this Yveltal and put himself in a huge dominating position. So 70 damage coming out. Does he find an energy? And he does. Is that a Fisherman? And he does have Fisherman, but there's no Water Energy in his discard pile, unfortunately. Oh no, that's not good. You can't Fisherman for special energies, unfortunately. So if you're Bennett, I think what you do is retreat to the Greninja. No, Froakie. You retreat to the Froakie and Bubble. I do like this play a lot. Because if he knocks out the active, so what? You get a Fisherman and play anyway. So yeah, gonna be Tails. And on Ahmed's turn, will he fall for it? If he knocks out the active, Bennett can then he's gonna Sycamore, gonna draw 70 cards, but if he does this, Bennett can then use Fisherman for his Beedrill. So we see Ahmed gonna use Super Rod, shove back in 2 Darks, and maybe an Yveltal EX, okay. Does he have an energy attachment for the turn? It does not seem like it, and we'll see an E-Buff for the knockout. But like I said, this Beedrill is about to be a huge play for Bennett. Bennett will have 2 Greninjas just ready to go, full HP, and just ready to take on the... Oh no, the break has 70 on it, I apologize. So, Bennett going to send the Greninja with it has for retreat. He's got a Dive Ball, and I think you go for the Beedrill. I think you Fishman. Or, yeah, you get the energy, I think, and you go for Beedrill this turn. So, Water Energy, okay. That's all he has in there. The other card is a Splash Energy, which unfortunately you cannot grab a Fishman. That'd be really broken, and you definitely play 4 of if that was the case. And will we see Beedrill come down? Beedrill. Come on, Beedrill. Dive Ball for another Greninja break. There it is. There's another Greninja break coming down. And please, Bennett, grab. Let's see a Beedrill play. Now, he could maybe wait and Moonlight Slash his turn, return the energy back into his hand, and do 80 to the active. And that way he has an energy ready to go at any moment. But let's see, does he go for Beedrill or does he go for Moonlight Slash? So energy to the active. We'll see Moonlight Slash for 80. Okay. Man, I really want to see a Beedrill right then. Oh, man. So a Dark Energy to the active. We'll see a Pokemon Stun heal the 60 off the active. And, man, yeah, I wish he would have, yeah, so CCY cycle for 100. Alright, so on a Benett's turn, he's going to draw Water Energy. I think now you have to go for Beedrill. You get rid of the Fighting Spirit off the active, you get rid of the Floatstone off the Garb, and then you can start using Moonlight Slash, Giant Water Shuriken, all that good stuff. So let's see, does he go for Beedrill play? And come on, Beedrill. There's a Beedrill coming down. Gonna put a Water Energy on it, retreat, and he'll use the Beedrill attack, probably get rid of the Fighting Spirit off the active and the Floatstone off that bench Garb. And now Ben has access to his Giant Water Shurikens, discarding the Fighting Spirit and the Flowstone. And now, oh man, does Ahmed play a 4th Flowstone? That's the big question. If he does not, yeah, there's no Flowstone in his deck. Oh no. So these Greninjas are going to be free to use Giant Water Shuriken, but both of them already have heavy damage on them, and it's just an easy Evol knockout. So Bennett's already used 2 Max Potion as well. We'll see it in. Both players will shuffle up, and this is great for Bennett. His hand was dead. He didn't have any support cards, any of that stuff. And man, if you're in Bennett's situation, you got to feel pretty lucky right now. Because all Bennett has to do is double Giant Water Shuriken that bench Shaman, take a knock on that, and somehow knock out one of these Yveltals. Okay, so let's see, can Bennett pull this out? He gets a Water G, Sound Lab, and a Sycamore. Looks like Ahmed actually saw the next card, which is fine. He's got a Max Elixir, which he would have played regardless, no matter what. I think they're disgusting. Does he want to shuffle? I mean, regardless, I mean, his deck size is so low, he would have hit in energy either way. Looks like he did find one on that bench, Yveltal. But on a Bennett's turn, what he could do is retreat to the Greninja, Giant Water Shuriken, Shaman, Sycamore, and Moonlight Slash the active to bring it up to 100 damage. Alright, oh, what a man could do as well is find a Fighting Fury before they Garb. Ooh, that could make things interesting. But if he does that, Bennett could Lysander up. So we'll see an E-Ball for 80. Okay, there's a Greninja break, but I definitely think you retreat. Giant Water Shuriken, the Shaman, and then Sycamore trying to find another Water Energy. So we'll see a retreat. Okay, send the Greninja break with 70. I think you said 170, 20, 40, 60. Okay, alright. So a giant... Yeah, I think you send the one with 70 HP, 20, 40, 60, 80, just to survive one more turn. But Bennett still can't pull this off. So he's going to Water Shuriken the Garb, which I know it seems like the better thing to do. Like, get rid of the Garb, it's fine. There's a Splash Energy. And we'll see Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. But Ahmed will take a knock on the active, most likely. Bennett's going to get 7 new cards. He gets a Dive Ball, which could find a Bafroki, and there's a Max Potion. If you're Bennett, you play the Max Potion. There's no way you don't play the Max Potion. You want to keep your Greninja alive. We know Bennett plays 3 Max Potion in his deck. Wow. All right, so I think right here you have to max potion. Like if you don't, that Greninja is going down. You can't save it, and there's really no way Ahmed can take a knockout this turn. So yeah, I think you have to max potion the active and preserve this Greninja, so that way you can double knockout. You can knock out the Shame next turn. Yeah, I think you have to go for the max potion right now. I know you get rid of the splash energy, but it's really good. Oh, no, he's gonna heal the Beedrill EX. Okay, all right. All right, so Bennett is going to Moonlight Slash for 80. All right, Dive Ball. Now he can still win. Not next turn, but eventually, right? So Dive Ball not going anything. Okay. And I wonder what Bennett's going to do here. He can Moonlight Slash for 80. Okay, so there's a Moonlight Slash for 80. But if Ahmed finds an energy, he can take a knockout right now. So we're going to draw an energy, and there's an energy. He can Y-Cyclone as well. Alright, so Sycamore discarding his hand, draws 7 new cards. Alright, and how will this game play out? There's a Fighting Fury Belt. So maybe get rid of the Garb might have been the correct play because we see Ahmed does have a Fighting Fury Belt in his hand. Perilous City come down, make it where he does probably 20 less damage, and he's going to discard the Shaman. So my plan would have been, I guess it wouldn't have worked as well because he would have discarded the Shaman. The 60 damage is gone, so I guess getting rid of the Garb was maybe the correct play in the end. So you see Y-Cyclone for 100, not going to have the Greninja break, and Bennett wrote this another Greninja, okay. Now we see Bennett does have a water energy, he can Giant Water Shuriken, the active. Okay. Splash energy via Seeker Ford in. Okay, so see it in, put Med down to 3. But if Med finds an energy, he can pretty much knock out this Greninja break. Now, what Bennett could do is retreat to the Beedrill and just pass. It's a very interesting play because he can't knock out the Yveltal, his Med can't knock out the Beedrill, but you at least save your Greninja from being knocked out, because this is the only Greninja you have. So 3 cards go into Bennett's hand. There's a VS Seeker and Water Energy. Okay. So we're going to see a Moonlight Slash for the knockout. Going down to 2 price cards. See Evol come up, and if you have, oh, there's a DC. So he has a DC, he has a Fighting Fury Belt, and this Yveltal will pretty much win the game. There's 3 cards left for Med. There's a VS Seeker, Fort in. Gonna get 3 cards. And Med's almost decked out. Oh man, that's the thing about this right now. But I think he's gonna be okay. This Yveltal is doing 20, 40, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's doing 130. Alright, so see 130 from that Yveltal. Alright, so on to Bennett's turn. Gonna promote the Beedrill EX. Gonna top deck a Talonflame. He's going to pass. Oh, there's Super Rod. He can get back like a 1/1/1 line or something. There's a Froakie. And we'll see, he's just gonna scoop the game. Yeah, there's really not much he could do. He has no supporter card, so he can't play any supporter card. But man, that Beedrill was so, oh man, that was such a clutch card. I wish it would have came down earlier. As soon as I saw the Beedrill plus a Water Energy, I would have gone crazy immediately, just discard the tool off that Garb instead of letting my Greninja take a hit. Now I know Bennett was trying to protect his Beedrill from being knocked out because it did have heavy damage on it, which is why he max motion. Like, don't get me wrong, it's probably a good play overall, but I would rather save my Greninjas instead, for sure. But both players are going to set up. We're going to go to game number 2, and we're going to see what's going to happen. That was a very exciting game number 1. Beedrill coming out made it such an interesting matchup. Ahmed was in such a dominating position, but once that Beedrill hits, you got to think Ahmed was a lot of scared. Not a little scared, a lot of scared, to make it, hard for him to set up, or hard for him to keep the Greninjas in line with the Garbodor gone. We're going to see what happens in game number 2. Both players are going to sit up and shuffle, and we're going to see what can happen. Can Ahmed find Garbodor? Does he prize his Garbodors? Does Bennett get set up? Does he start Talonflame? That's another thing as well. If Bennett starts Talonflame, he can, at least get 82 cards out of his deck every time he uses the Aero Blitz. So we're going to wait to see. Both players are going to set up. They're going to get, Med's going to make sure his deck is good, well, and randomized for game number 2. This is a best 2 out of 3. League Cup, which I know some are best of one, but I think best of 2 out of 3 is fine. I don't think the tournament ran too late. It was over by like maybe 8 or 9, if I remember correctly. I think it was a little bit before 9, maybe before 8 actually. No, yeah, it must have been before 8 because I got home about 11:30, so it must have been done around 8 o'clock. Which is not too bad, especially when you play top 8, top 4 finals, 75 minutes, plenty of time with 6 rounds. And yeah, it is 6 rounds, so we'll have 2 more videos, and then we'll cut to a top 8, top 4, and the finals, which I'm so excited for the finals. There's so many good players in this tournament, and we're going to see both players are going to get set up right now. And let's see what's going to happen. We see Bennett immediately start with 2 Frogadiers and a Greninja with a Talonflame. Now, if you're Bennett, you could opt to not start Talonflame, but he has Talonflame plus an N, so it's not too bad. Alright, so here we go, on to game number 2. Let's see what's going to happen, and can Greninja take down this deck? So I see a dive ball from Bennett. Going to grab a Froakie, most likely. Okay. And will he play the N or hold on to it? Because if he doesn't know what his opponent has. Okay, so there's an N. We already knew he had a frog in his hand, right? So he could have just waited and see what happens, but then Ahmed could have found an escape rope, maybe knock out the bench one. So, I mean, I can see what Bennett's trying to do, trying to find another Froakie, which we saw in game number 2. He did get 2 down turn number 1, but that Parallel City did hurt him a little bit because he can only have 3 bench Pokemon. So here we go, both players are going to shuffle up. And can Bennett find another Froakie or not is the big question. All right. It's interesting too that at the beginning of the games, neither player was cutting their deck. Now they're both cutting each other's deck. I wonder what changed between the games. But there's a Water G on the Talonflame, and we'll see it pass on to Ahmed's turn. Alright, so Float's on the active. And E-Hammer, which I'm glad he didn't put down the Splash Energy, because that would have been discarded. And we see Sycamore. Can Ahmed find a Energy, Max Elixir, Escape Rope? I see an Energy, I see a Max Elixir, and an Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball can grab a Shaman, so there we go, Energy almost at Yveltal. Alright. If Ahmed can find an escape rope, he can knock out the Froakie and put Bennett in a terrible situation. An Energy Attachment, Parallel City down to 3, Trubbish, Retreat, and he's actually just going to Evol for 20, 40, 60, 80. So he's not going to try to go for the escape rope play. So there's the end. Both players are going to shuffle up against 6 new cards. Now, since Ahmed knows Bennett plays Beedrill, I imagine he's going to reserve his Flowstones. Last game, he put one on the Shaman, he put one on the Yveltal, and put one on the Garb, and that was all 3 of his Flowstones. I mean, maybe I think one was on Yveltal, like a Fright on Yveltal. So I imagine he's going to hold on to his guys a little bit more. And it does, oh my goodness, Bennett doesn't find a Frogadier. Oh no, that is terrible. Alright, so we're going to see an Arrow Blitz. We'll see Silent Lab come down. And we're going to see Arrow Blitz for 82 cards out of his deck. I imagine one is going to be a Frogadier, and the other one's most likely going to be an N. Maybe an N or an Ace Trainer. But then if you Ace Trainer, you could draw into your Frogadier. So I don't know what Bennett just grabbed. I keep saying Cody. What Bennett just grabbed. Let's see. Alright, so he's going to, on the Med's turn, going to draw a card, and let's see what's going to happen. Looks like he did grab a Frogadier and an N off those 2 cards. We see a Dark Energy going to the Yveltal. And does Ahmed have a or a Lysander? And there's a Lysander in his discard pile. So what Ahmed can do is Via Seeker for the Lysander, bring up the Froakie, and take a knockout. Oh no, it took Bennett's only way of evolving into a Frogadier. Alright, so we're going to see Evolve for a knockout. Evolve for the knockout. Going down to 5 prize cards. The Splash Energy does save the Froakie. There's another Froakie comes back down. We might see a Water Energy Attachment and an N. Okay, so we see an N. Both players are going to set up. And man, this is why I wish he would have grabbed Ace Trainer. He could Ace Trainer Ahmed down to 3, and maybe give him 3 really bad cards, because Ahmed hasn't played too much from his deck. So his deck could be maybe clunky if you hit down to 3, like 3 energies or something, DC Escape Rope, and a VS Seeker. So he would have been fine anyway with the Ace Trainer. But does Bennett find a Froakie? It does not. Yeah, I don't see one in his hand. I see a Greninja Break, and we'll see another Air Blitz for 40. And I imagine we'll see a Frogadier and maybe a Froakie go into his hand. Looks like it was a Dive Ball. But 80 damage still today, Yveltal so far. Okay. And on to Mad's turn. He has one V-Seeker in the discard pile and one Lysander. Alright, so he does have another Lysander in his hand. He can Lysander, bring out the Froakie, and just keep putting a ton of pressure. There's an escape rope. Who even needs a Lysander? We'll send up the Yveltal. Alright. An energy attachment, and we'll see an Eve. Oh no, DC attachment, sorry. And we'll see an Evol for the knockout, putting so much pressure. Oh, and we're gonna see a treat to the Yveltal. Okay. Max Elixir, there we go. Ahmed's just thinking his deck out as much as he can, just in case Bennett does end him, but the Max Elixir does not hit anything, unfortunately, and there's an end. Both players are going to shuffle up and get some new cards. What this does, it does get the two cards that Bennett got last turn, which I think was a Frogadier and a VS Seeker in. So it's not too, like, you're just anyway basically the end in this situation. But Ahmed wants to get set up a little bit more. So let's see, Frogadier, Greninja Break, Max Potion, and we'll see Evol for the knockout. Ahmed's going to have 4 prize cards. Bennett's going to draw a card, and he has to find a Froakie this turn. If he does not, he's in trouble. There's a VS Seeker for it in. Once again, both players are going to shuffle up, and can Bennett find a Pokemon? If he does not, he'll be knocked out by this Yveltal. Oh no. Okay, so can Bennett find... Well, he needs to find 2 Froakies. If he finds... He has maybe 3 in his deck. He might not have 4, because some lists play 4 Talonflame, 3 Froakies. So he can maybe find 1 pretty easily. There's a... Okay. Oh. And a Dive Ball. So the last card of the deck was a Dive Ball, which will grab it to the Froakie. Okay. There's a Froakie coming down, and oh no, Ahmed actually saw the next card, but it's a Lysander. I mean, so we see Burst Balloon, we'll see Aero Blitz to search for 82 cards in its deck. I mean, you know the next cards we have a Lysander from Ahmed. He accidentally showed it. He accidentally drew too many and showed it was. So there's a Dive Ball, and maybe a Super Rod is what you grab here. You just prepare yourself from Ahmed taking a knockout. Is this Super Rod prized? No, I see a Super Rod. His Super Rod's in his deck. So he needs to grab Super Rod and the Dive Ball to search these guys back in. So we see a Lysander, bring up the Froakie. Okay. But this Yveltal will be knocked out. Oh, right. If he does attack with it. He could retreat and attack with the bench one. There's a Dark Energy to the bench. Okay, there's a Fighting Throw, so now it's okay. We see Garb and a knockout. Alright, so 180 damage to the active. We'll see Bennett draw a card. And Bennett does have an Ultra Ball, Super Rod. So we can Super Rod, shuffle 3 Froakies back in his deck. So there's 1, there's 2, and a Water Energy. That's fine. Okay. Bennett's then going to play the Dive Ball to grab a Froakie. He could then Ultra Ball for a Froakie as well, which I think is a fine play. You can Ultra Ball, discard the Talonflame and the Sycamore to grab it to the Froakie, take a knock on the active, and finally put some pressure on your opponent. So there we go, Froakie coming down. And we'll see a VS Seeker for an end. Both players are going to shuffle up, and Bennett will take a knockout on this Yveltal. It has 180 HP right now with an Aero Blitz V40, and he'll go down to 4 prize cards, but Ahmed will take a knockout going on 2, and Bennett has to find a way to knock out a Yveltal within 2 turns. So Greninja Break, Burst Balloon, Talonflame, Splash Energy, and a Frogadier. So Bennett could put the Burst Balloon on the active and make it where if Ahmed decides to attack, he gets bought for 60. But then if Ahmed has a Lysander, he can play around it. So it's a very interesting situation. And we're going to see just a Aero Blitz. He's going to search deck for 82 cards, put it to his hand, and then take the 2 prize cards. Now you Aero Blitz her first, you search for 82 cards in your deck, and then you grab the 2 prize cards. So Garb coming up with the Full Stone. I'm not sure what 2 cards he grabbed. Most likely a Frogadier, and maybe an N. So is he Max Elixir for Ahmed? Gonna put a looks like he needs 1 more card, and nope, no Dark Energy. Okay, but Bennett will go down 4 prize cards. 4. It grabs into the Burst Balloon. Alright, and let's see what's going to happen with Dark Greninja to the bench. We could see a Via Sticker for a Lysander or an Escape Rope. So we're going to see a Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 cards. Alright, so he's going to get rid of the Talon Flame, just knock it out, which is fine. I think it's a final place of Parallel City. Going to put Bennett down to 3. Making where if he does use his water duplicates, he's only grab. Well, he can grab 3 regardless. Because he only has a 1 for. No, he can only grab 2. Sorry. Yeah, he can only grab 2. So that's the unfortunate thing right now. But he has a Frogadier in his hand. So we can see White Cyclone do 90 to the active. And what Bennett could do is double evolve both these Froakies and end his opponent down. Well, okay, there's a Frogadier. There's another Frogadier. He's got a Burst Balloon the active. He's got a Water Energy. He's got a Splash Energy as well. So he gets Splash Energy and Water Duplicates. But Ahmed's going to go out of 1 prize card this turn. Oh no. So three Frogadiers are down finally, but it's like the last turn, like a second to last turn of the game. Ahmed does have a Team Flare Gun, Fighting Field to the bench. I think right now you just like Evol for a knockout. There's no way Bennett can knock you out. It's like you get bought for 60, but there's no way he can finish the knockout. So does he Sycamore? You're going to Sycamore, discard his hand, trying to find a DC for the next turn to knock out this Greninja. Right now he's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's doing 120. So he needs to find 1 more energy to knock out the active Greninja the following turn. So Shaman coming down, okay, which he can't play. Garbodor's effect with the Flowstone, that's fine. He's just doing it to thin his deck out. Yeah, you can see here he's going to do another Ultra Ball just to thin his deck out as much as he can. So if Bennett does decide to end down to 1, he has like he can draw out of it pretty easily, which is fantastic. So Yveltal coming down, I wonder if he'll bench it or not. If he does bench it, he can put himself in a Lysander stall play. But I think you just Evol for a knockout. You get hit for 60, so what? Oh, we could see. No, I think. What does that do here? Let's see. If he moves a DC off the active, does a little bit more damage than the active does right now? No, we're gonna see White Cyclone move the Dark Energy, and Ahmed's going to have 1 prize card. Oh no! All right, so on to Cody's turn, he top decks the Max Potion, which does not help him at all. He's got a Beedrill, which is not going to do too much either. And we're going to see a scoop, and Bennett will unfortunately lose this game. We see Yveltal just pretty much just be in total control, license this Froakies over and over again, and take the game pretty easily. But guys, there we go. There's round number 4 of the Madison League Cup. We had Yveltal versus Greninja Break. And guys, we have 2 more rounds left of Swiss, and we're going to see what can happen. Will we see these players again or not? That's the big question. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.